Here's a home phone, and here's a home phone. They're both reliable and provide unlimited local calls. But that's where the similarities end. This one includes more than 18 popular calling features, like call waiting, caller ID, three-way calling, and call forwarding. The other one charges extra for those, as much as $34.50 more a month if you add them all up. This one includes voicemail. The other one does not. This one has low long-distance rates, just 15 cents a minute to the US. The other one charges 47 cents a minute for the same thing. So, which one would you choose for your home phone? This one is RevVoice, and you can get it for as low as $14.99 a month. RevVoice, the better choice. Sign up for RevVoice today for as low as $14.99 a month. You get lots of free features, lower long-distance rates, and great sound quality. Call us at 601-8992 to sign up for RevVoice today.
Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned in to NB12 broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, 2 police officers wounded in a shootout. We've got the dramatic details. A grieving mother seeks closure, plus experience the changing of the guard. We've got those stories and much more. I'm Vonique Jude, and NB12 starts right now. Topping news tonight, 2 police officers were today shot after a high-speed chase through Pinewood. Police say the man they were chasing is wanted for a recent murder. Nakia DeVoe picks up the story from here.
Police are now on the hunt for 27-year-old Ronaldo Adderley, who they believe is behind the shooting of those officers. He's also wanted for questioning in the murder of Marguerite Oltame. In fact, that's where officers say this whole thing started.
Sometime around 3:45 p.m. this afternoon, officers from the Central Detective Unit, they were in the Pinewood Gardens area when they spotted a suspect who is wanted in connection with a recent homicide. The officers noticed that he was in a vehicle. As you can see, this vehicle just to my left. The officers pursued the vehicle.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson said Adderley, shown here on your screen, sped off when he noticed the detectives. He said the officers pursued the Champagne Honda that Adderley was driving to Cascarilla Street and then on to Rosewood Street, where residents later gathered outside their homes and looked on as detectives collected evidence and processed the vehicle. Police say the high-speed chase ended here when Adderley's vehicle reportedly crashed into that truck. It was then, police say, he hopped out of the vehicle and began firing at officers.
As a result, 2 detectives were injured. I can tell you that the injuries at the moment don't appear life-threatening, but they were shot to the head area.
Marguerite Oltame was shot in the head 4 times on Sunday during an armed robbery at the East Street convenience store she owned. Adderley is wanted for questioning in connection with that murder and now for attempted murder. ACP Ferguson says there will be no effort spared by the Royal Bahamas Police Force to find Adderley, who is a resident of Pinewood Gardens. But he is also asking for the public's assistance.
And I want to say to any members of the public who knows the whereabouts of this suspect to please call the police. He's extremely dangerous. And this is somebody who we do not want to spend the night out on the street. He has a gun and he has no regard for human dignity.
At last report, police officers were swarming Pinewood Gardens, searching vehicles at several different roadblocks in the area. Reporting for NB12, I'm Nakia DeVoe.
With serious crimes apparently on the rise this year, leader of the Free National Movement, Dr. Hubert Minnis, feels the current administration does not appear to have a handle on this problem and isn't living up to its campaign promise to help reduce crime. Paige McCartney reports.
With 12 murders so far this year and concern by police about the plague of armed robberies and house break-ins that have spiked since 2013 began, Leader of the Free National Movement, Dr. Hubert Minnis, says the government has failed the Bahamian people in its response to serious crime. Minnis said when the F&M was in power, the Progressive Liberal Party constantly criticized its handling of the crime menace, even making it a political issue in the general election it won last year.
Now, suddenly, they recognize and realize that crime is a national issue. It's not a political, but they made it political. They made the Bahamians believe that they could solve the crime. Bahamians bought it. The Prime Minister was very, very good at selling dreams. The people bought his dreams. Fortunately, the people have now awoken. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister is still sleeping.
Referring to a recent warning by the U.S. State Department to Americans traveling to the Bahamas to be cautious because of the high incidence of crime, Minnis said if the issue is not dealt with, there will be serious implications for the Bahamian economy. When it returned to government, the PLP said its revamped Urban Renewal 2.0 would help to stem crime. Last year, there were fewer murders than the previous year. However, Minnis said urban renewal is not a working solution.
Urban renewal really is designed, it's neighborhood policing, etc., and some other social problems you deal with. But neighborhood policing, that's what you call deal with soft criminals. In other words, you're trying to establish a relationship between the police and the community so that you can deal with those issues. What we're seeing is hardened criminals, and therefore urban renewal would not deal with that.
Minnis said an expanded Urban Renewal 2.0 is not the approach. He said police should be more aggressive on the streets with more roadblocks and more officers on duty. He admitted the government has taken some of these measures, but intermittently.
It has to be consistent, and if the government's serious, then the government has to ensure that it's consistent. They may complain that there's no funds or whatever, but it's a matter of prioritizing. If you allow crime to continue, there definitely won't be any funds because it'll affect your tourist industry, educational, social, etc. Everything, domino effect, everything would crash.
And Minnis said it also appears the government doesn't seem to be taking crime prevention seriously. He said joblessness typically brews the desire to commit crimes like theft and armed robberies, and the government hasn't provided the tens of thousands of jobs that it promised on the election trail. For MB12, I'm Paige McCartney.
A mother of four is seeking closure months after her eldest son's murder. Kylie Wallace, who was a witness in an attempted murder case, was killed in November, leaving 23 children behind. His mother told NB12 she's still waiting to bury her son, whose body has yet to be released.
Well, I haven't gotten my son's body as yet, and it's just been a lot of chaos.
More than 2 months after Kylie Wallace's decomposing body was found in bushes off Marshall Road, his family still hasn't been able to positively identify his body. His mother, Beverly Boyd, says police have confirmed that the body found is that of her missing son. However, despite calling everyone from the Prime Minister to Commissioner of Police, she says she hasn't been allowed to view her eldest son's body, much less plan a funeral.
They've gave me condolence. So if you gave someone condolence, if I could have verified his tattoos, that means that is my son. So, I'm still trying to figure out why they're not giving him to me. They're just saying DNA is under investigation. Yes, it's under investigation, but still at the same time, I, as a mother, I need my closure.
Police sources say the construction worker was a key witness in an attempted murder case. The last time Boyd saw her 32-year-old son was on November 15, 2012, when he left home and got into the vehicle of someone he knew. She reported him missing 2 days later. Less than 2 weeks after that, she got the call from police that every parent dreads.
The guy who I told them about, they apprehended him, and he took them back to where my son's body was. It's a feeling that I can't explain. That's like, you take your heart out of your body and, trying to put it back, and it hurts so much. It's just a horrible, horrible feeling.
We understand Wallace was shot multiple times, including the upper body. The grieving mother of 4 says her son left behind 23 children. She says she doesn't have the heart to tell her younger grandchildren that their father is gone.
Well, the babies, they, like, if I keep 1 or 2 of them, when I see them, they're like, "Grandma, you're my daddy." I'd be like, "Your daddy gone out." Because I still can't come to terms with saying, well, okay, he's dead. That's a word that I just can't say, And I'm still, like, I still go to the window and I still be like, Kylie's coming back home. I'm still waiting on my son to come home.